I feel very fortunate that I made a split-second decision the day that Valve did their big layoff. I showed up at the office. I met someone in the elevator, and they said, "Did you hear what happened to Ed? They laid him off today." And I'm like, "That's my mechanical engineer working on my project. How could they do that?" So I stormed upstairs, and then it was like a bomb had gone off in the middle of the room. Everyone's just sitting around moping. I hadn't even opened my email yet to see the HR request come see them. And someone's like, "You're getting fired today." I'm like, "What? How could that be?" It was the strangest layoff I've ever been around. It's like normally you just walk people out immediately, but they just let us kind of hang out in the building for like 8 hours. And we were just assigned a time to go talk to HR. Folks that knew they were getting laid off were like angry and sad, and there were just tons of emotions. I was later in the day when I was going to receive the bad news. And so I go up, and I was like prepared to chew someone's ass out about it. I walk in the door, and Gabe's there in the room with a lawyer or HR or somebody. And I started off like super aggressive. I was like, "Well, so this is it?" And then immediately broke down into tears, and I was getting emotional. And Gabe, you gave me this mission to bring the family together. I can't believe you're doing this to me. And, it's like I was onto something amazing. And he said some things like, "I'm always going to be a fan." And I'm like, "Okay." And got myself back under like emotional control. And as I was walking out the door, I think my back was even turned to him. I was like, "You should just sell me the technology." And I turned around, and he's like, "Okay." And that was it. He made the decision on the spot to let me take this optical technique out of Valve. It was pretty incredible. I could have just walked out the door and just moved on to whatever project after that and never thought back on it. What's interesting, I don't think folks around Valve understood what we were really onto at the time, like how we could generate this light field and how comfortable and vivid and how it solved all these problems. It was just back in those days, there was still this notion that somebody is going to just stumble onto a way to make this perfect AR system, and you won't need to use anything like a game board. And still people are, still dreaming and hoping that they'll stumble onto some way to make that happen. And it's the laws of physics. It's really difficult.